Final map of the day, it's split. Koi on defense, Team Liquid on attack.
Starting things in for Koi. Attention towards mid here. We've seen a lot of like three-piece walks down mid, I think, from defenders. No matter which team you're looking at, just looking for that early mid control. They don't commit to it instead. No, Team Liquid, they just walk over towards that B site. You've got that wall that allows you that free backside push.
And it's open. That B site is definitely open for them. And there's only one player looking in that direction, but because of the fast swing from Kiko, he's not going to be able to do a thing. Grabinho going to have to look away and wait for reinforcements to arrive until anything else happens. So the spike plant is going to be clean for Team Liquid as it enters into this one, but they're not going to hold back at all. Koi wanting to move in. It's a paranoia in correspondence here from Koi, but it's still Nats and Yampi to come out on top on these trades. Spike not yet planted, respecting Koi's attack. Ooh. And that's a good for a reason as well, because Shadows and Camo have brought things right back into a fathomable collection. And Camo keeps on giving on the top here. Paint shows really well placed, forcing Mystic up close. And the spike in the middle of the site puts Koi to relax for a second.
I think it's a little bit awkward. It's uncomfortable now, and the regroup over here towards Ali.
So much time has been expended. They can only imagine that there's a push coming in from behind. It's still a 1-for-1 trade, and now a 1v1 for the first pistol round win. Kiko holding it back. Waiting for Shados to swing, but it's Shados to win it instead. A triple for the man and first blood for Koi.
Pistol in pocket here for Koi, allotting that buy up now into round 2. Split though. Anything can happen, I think, with these close quarters, depending on what moves these teams decide to take. But into the replay. Just a quick and dirty fight there towards site. See, Koi very much so preferring to play those retake situations.
100%. And I think Team Liquid starting the attack is actually pretty decent. Yes, they do lose that first round, but you know, given they've been unsuccessful on the defense so far, it's Team Liquid that have got a chance, you know, spread their wings early on this attack, try and find some extra damage here, something they weren't quite able to do against Na'Vi.
That also means that they have to find a very big lead here on this first half.
Sure.
Ooh, that's going to help.
100%. Spectre picked up, and there might even be a chance of this one. Shadows closing up the gap into mid. Poison Cloud dropping. That will be surprising for him. So Starkso is the one that is forced to get the trade. Koi trailing behind in numbers, but not for sure for a lot longer, because Shadow is doing quite a lot of damage with the Bulldog in mid. Now, there is a lurking Yampi, and they know they vacated B for long, and Camo is looking in this direction. But at least it's been open for long enough for the spike to go down. And do you really expect Yampi to have this off position? Usually it's defenders in that angle, not attackers.
Oh, this is too.
No one's gonna check it. Prowler. Oh, only now spotting out Yampi. So Koi have got the read, at least on one of these players. Nats repositioning into the middle of the site, so at least that info isn't handed over. But Camo is there to lead the charge. Yampi on the cross, shut down where he stands. And Nats is trying to be sneaky as he could ever be. Oh my God, that's a double. And only one left. This could be really the impossible clutch for Nats here, and it'll be the perfect way for Team Liquid to find themselves on the board, but Camo is going to stick the defuse, but does get off it as soon as he spots out Nats. That's going to be the round win for Koi, an expensive one, but one that they get nevertheless.
I mean, so costly there. Team Liquid finding so much value. Yampi with the first blood over towards B main as well, but you can't be surprised because back on Icebox, sure, Kiko, 7 first bloods on the second map of the day here for Team Liquid. But Yampi matched him, 7 of his own. Yeah. The lurk positioning was king there for the Viper player. And, well, the Viper / pseudo Sentinel, because we do also see him on the other role as well. But on that last map. I mean, exactly. Viper definitely not the main controller by any means.
Well,
now,
best of both worlds, right? That's why you see Viper so much. But for this one, Koi, decent third round buy. I guess there's a rifle in there. Not much you would expect. Team Liquid, this is the time to find themselves on the board, as always, on this third round. Mid push coming in, but for Koi, I think this is a pretty decent approach. They've got a lot lying in wait, and 2 different places from which these defenders can pop in from. Off of the stun, it seems that Team Liquid are expecting it, anticipating it, getting a pick in the meantime, and the players that are concussed hold back. No reason to peak those moments.
Falling back forces so much utility here. Out of both teams, just a trade throughout mid. Now taking the space back here on the side of Team Liquid. Look at the hop, skip, and a jump here from Koi to regroup over towards B Heaven. Look at this rotation being called now. It's Rubinho alone. However, information will be given about this anchor with that neural theft.
It's the right decision to make. Enzo calls us out well. Onto this A site they go, and it's only one to defend it. It's Rubinho. This paranoia could be perfect though, and might find himself an opportunity to get a kill, but is caught out into the open. Guiding light in response was immaculate, and Team Liquid find themselves on site without an issue. With a spike going down, Koi have found themselves on rotation, but you need to be careful of Nats on the flank. Getting that position covered, but Shados does have it covered. Does he have time to get the weapon? He does, but it's going to buy some time for Team Liquid to reposition, grouping up their players up into elbow. You can see Yampy is away from this fight, checking if there's any luck in the making out in A main. The stun comes through, and Mystic's angle is not checked out, which means Team Liquid can stay on top. Enzo, bullet to the head of Shadow, and I believe this has to be it. Shadows, there's no way you have enough time to get 3 players and the defuse Yampy on the sidelines, and Team Liquid on the board.
Decent picks there on the side of Koi, at the very least, to take 2 of those weapons out of the hands of Team Liquid, but nonetheless, Team Liquid clean into the post plant. Again, this utility trade towards mid forces a lot of that re-clear util, that stall util out from the likes of Koi, but you also have to trade where Team Liquid have to... Okay, there we go. Listen,
That's
you need your
motivate.
IGL to hype you up. You're in the last map of the series. It's been a long day.
It really has.
Playing the last best of 3 of today, too.
Of course, and it's exactly what you want to hear. Words of encouragement. Team Liquid looking to see if they can win this buy round. Now it's both teams on Phantoms and Vandals. And that's moving in. Dry Peak galore. He does have help of Yampy, but this is sneaky. He does manage to find himself beneath the A Heaven area, while the rest of the team is eluding presence into mid.
Trailblazer, I think, just spotted Shados there.
Shados is going to hold it down himself, tries to open up on the zip line, but it's Camo finding most of the damage. Hello, Koi's found themselves on top, but not for long as Nats is in the fight, but it's messy. This Heaven control is heavily debated, and Koi are still ahead in numbers, and no one is allowed on this A or B site.
Team Liquid have to regroup now. Yampy and Enzo to find themselves back in towards A Heaven, and now you've got Koi, Shadow, and Grabinho rotated over towards screens instead. They put the lurk wall back up over towards that B site.
Team Liquid are definitely looking to head inwards now, and Koi respecting it. They know as soon as the spike goes down, they can play the numbers game. They both swing out simultaneously. You couldn't have coordinated better. It's a symphony at this point. And Enzo, the captain, left to do it alone a moment ago, was shouting out for his teammates that they are really freaking good. But for this one, he's got to do it all by himself. Finds one, 7 seconds, hasn't time to get the spike down, especially with Shadow spreading his bullets upon him. And Koi keep on the streak. They get themselves an even bigger lead.
I mean, great reposition from Camo into Vents to even be able to help clean up in that fight, because Shadows, sure, was sought out, but they only saw the one player. They felt comfortable. And now that's also the showstopper cycled into this next round here as well for the side of Koi. Team Liquid, again, this is the half where we want to see the hot start out from the Liquid squad.
And with Camo having so many good performances here, he already has a showstopper available. I'm really happy to see him perform, especially lining up his performances from the previous map. Seeing him present on Split as well is something a lot of people have been looking forward to.
Close angles there, so. We saw it on Icebox, why not see it on Split?
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Closer quarters to work with, too.
History does tend to repeat itself, though. But the judge is the perfect weapon here for Starkso. All he has to do is wait and hide and get a double kill himself. The stun is good, and the spray from the judge is even better. Starkso putting them in the dirt, and they're looking to have a well-clean round for themselves. Team Liquid not given a chance to react, to play this round for a single second.
They're giving him the ace.
They really want to give him the ace.
He's running over right now, sprinting, knife out.
He doesn't have much health on him, and especially passing the toxic screen here, but I think they just want to secure it, not give away any more weapons, not take any more chances. Yampy fighting damage, but it's only 2 kills. The round still goes to Koi, and they will be increasing that lead even further.
Yampy getting 2 there, even though it's something that shouldn't have happened. 4-1, Team Liquid, they're back onto a bye now. The difference. They didn't have the weapons to really contest, and that's why you saw the comfort in Starkso to just be able to chase them down there. But these picks were massive because now you're cycling into that Nightfall. You've got a Rolling Thunder, you've got a Showstopper, a perfect recipe for a retake here for Koi, or to even full stop end any sort of execution that Team Liquid look towards.
It's brilliant. And Team Liquid, on the other hand, are struggling a little bit themselves. They do have ultimates at their disposal, but as Camera uses Showstopper straight out of the bat, trying to get all of these picks, but no, it's Trade of the Omens, and that's aggressing. Will end up losing his life, but he gets one for it. It does open time for Team Liquid to traverse towards his left-hand side, and they will be able to freely cross over unless Shadow is able to peek out in time. But there is a flank now in the making. From the Shadows, it's expended from Grabinho, but it's a flank on a flank as Enzo is also in the chase. Viper's Pit important for this hold for Team Liquid, and it might just be exactly what they need to hold it down.
It's all timing.
And Yampy's going to wait here. Shados, little does he know, he did so much damage to Yampy. He swings out himself and catches him by surprise. It's still a 3v2. Team Liquid might have turned this whole thing around, but Shadow says otherwise. Viper's Pit no more. They need to read that Kiko's close by to this area. Shadow's trying to be collected, but Kiko gets Grabinho instead. This guy is crazy. And Shadow left alone against 2 former teammates. Both of them have seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, but now he's got to do it all against them.
6 bullets.
Can he lead from the front?
2.
And running out of bullets, he cannot do a thing. Team Liquid secure the round by adapting on their fly. And that's Team Liquid back in contention.
Again, the timing, everything there as well. That Rolling Thunder also expended just for B main instead of being utilized on the Viper's Pit, where that plant was secured by Team Liquid. Trying so hard to guarantee that Grabinho would be able to find one, not knowing that Enzo was so far behind the play.
Really nice. Good job.
That he was ahead of it. Not that he was behind, but
yeah,
just the lurk, the timing there was perfect.
Really was.
Showstopper available here for Kiko off that last kill in the last round as well. Viper's Pit out, denying mid in full, but Team Liquid stacks 5 towards the A side.
Yeah, they're placing a lot of importance on that mid push. Because Team Liquid could crunch on multiple directions on both of these sites. And it definitely denies them from that, but Kiko now with a Showstopper will aggress forwards. There's one on site that he has spotted, and Camo is deleted. Grabinho's thinking of pushing out of the smoke here, but he needs friends. He's not going to cut it alone. Maybe he can. 10 points of health and he gets away. No freaking way he's allowed to do that.
I mean, Shados needs to come now. Nats knows.
That's a great read by Nats.
I know exactly where you are.
This neural theft is massive, though. It's going to read all of the positions of the Koi players, and there even is a push coming through from Nats to stop them from pushing even more.
Surely it's just a save now in this 3v4.
I don't think the Prowler spotted Nats at all. It's got to be a save from Koi. They've got no clue of where Team Liquid are. They've got the numbers available to them. It's the retreat call to be made as they look to save these rifles. Grabinho wants to take one before he backs off. But that's Team Liquid keeping it a close score.
2 ultimates used there for Team Liquid to secure this 3rd round for themselves, and Nats Low still hunting ships in the night.
Oh, no, they just walk past
each
each other. That's awkward.
No, nothing. Oh, he hears them.
Yeah, that's it. That's the round. So that's the 3rd round for Team Liquid. And this game is looking to be close. Now, we saw Sunset at 13-11. This Icebox, 14-12. What on earth is going to be the score on this one, given how toe-to-toe these 2 teams are?
I can't even imagine. But again, to temper expectations, Lothar talking about it on the desk, the fact that Team Liquid, once they swap sides, that's where we have to be really concerned.
Yeah.
And that's why this catch-up is good, but we need more than that from Team Liquid. We need them to find some sort of advantage here on the attack if history is to repeat itself. And so with the Seekers available here, and again, full stack over towards A, but look how aggressive Grabinho's positioned.
You can definitely tell this is an elimination match, and especially with Grabinho hiding out in this angle. He's going to catch them all off guard. Not quite the second kill as Enzo is able to trade it back up. But is it good enough? Is it going to delay them enough? Because rotations from Koi have already come in. Yes, a little bit too far behind, and an opening for Team Liquid to move in themselves onto this A site, but they don't know it yet. They're waiting for Nats to push through mid.
I've got your trail.
Looking for that time. Seekers to come out as well to find that information.
Nats on the flank. He's famous for this.
Searching for the Heaven player that the Seeker's chasing down.
He knows he's now gotten some space to move into.
Thing is, they don't have sight in that spike. Not down. Still lurking towards A main.
Team Liquid, crucially enough, do group up with each other. They know they've got pressure onto Heaven, and that's exactly what they're looking to push through. They know it's a hard sideline to cover from screens, and isolating the player into elbow that much easier. Shadow doing some good work with the Sheriff, but how much more can you do? Koi, Starkso, the only player with a rifle.
Spike plant.
I mean, there is one to be collected for Shados, but is Team Liquid going to allow them to do that?
There.
Starkso does have his entire kit available here, including the Nightfall. 2v3 is doable. The last flash used up by Enzo here as well.
I mean, there is money to buy up the next round. Cam spotting out at least one of these players.
Find you.
But they need to have some super heroics here. But with the time running out, I can only imagine this is for them to deny the saves of the guns. Enzo spotted, looking to exit another way, not willing to take the chance of losing this weapon for the next one. And with the spike exploding here, we'll be seeing two teams on even sides of the scale. Shados giving his life to the spike explosion. Even footing on both sides. And a reset for both of these teams.
Ability to equalize here for Team Liquid. Again, Nightfall still in pocket. The buy able to come up here for Koi as well. Oh, you're okay. We saw the op on Kiko on the attack on Icebox, but now this time he's not playing the Jet. He's playing the Raze. Makes it a little bit more different because you don't have those cloud bursts to actually cover you up if you do need to reposition and rescope.
Shadows traveling.
A bit more dangerous. So slowing things down, not going to have that same kind of tempo, that pacing into any of these executions. But not that Team Liquid have really hit the gas on that anyways. It's been measured here on the attacking side from them.
Koi aggressing onto this right-hand side though, and Yampi is there and waiting for it. It's a matter of who quicker on the feet.
I mean, there's a tripwire to signal over to Yampi as well.
Hasn't quite been broken yet. They might try and find an angle before that, but Yampi's well enough in the know to not push past it. You can hear the footsteps of them dropping back, so maybe that's the call for Team Liquid to change plans as they push now towards events. Mystic is so sneaky in this.
They're so aware. Shadow's just watching, ready.
They know they've given the space away, which is why Shadow's looking in this direction.
And the thing is, Starkso with his forward positioning, again, he has that Nightfall to work with.
There's a push happening in Garage simultaneously, so who wins out on these fights will be super crucial. There's 40 seconds, so adaptation still in the chances here for Team Liquid, as they can still move to this B site. It's only mid-control they've garnered, and they've lost everything they've gathered towards vents. And there's one covering it. It's Camo, and if he peeks this, he can do a hell of a lot of damage. Nats now pushing through Garage, showing his presence so his rest of his team has got space to move into. Shados is in big trouble, and Kiko finds a pick onto Starkso. Finally, Camo makes his presence known. Shados peeks out from the smoke, and it's so good from Koi. They've crept up by surprise, and Kiko, this is not the best weapon to have in this situation. You're dirty with that pick, but there's not much else you can do. 5-4, Koi with the lead.
And you've got the operator now carried over for free here for Koi, an investment unnecessary. Now that they've been able to just pick up the weapon and toss it over to Starkso this time around. God, I just can't. This replay coming in here. The smoke was everything for Shados.
That's brilliant. And he had to be so patient to not pull the trigger, knowing that there's a push and, you know, bullets raining upon him from main. Paying dividends for sure.
Oh, aggressive. Peak doesn't know that one is snuck on the other side.
Yeah, he's crept past them.
Toxin screen down.
Not holding the angle.
Yampi.
Hiding here. No way!
Paranoia avoidance, so he's going to go for the swing, and he gets the pick. That's an upgraded weapon. It's huge. It's an operator at that, so Yampi needs to take use of it. Needs to aggress even further. There's one peeking him right now. It's Shados who's going to win that one-on-one. Well, there's a push by Grabinho. That Enzo is going to win out by the end of it. Yampy aggressing. He's done damage onto Shados, but not quite the kill. He would have loved to pick that up.
Toxin screen down.
I mean, Yampy, the unsung hero often in these rounds. The fact that a lurker to rival Nats, and then you have two of them on your team in and of its own. Now the rotation to be called. Camo alone here on site has to find one.
He definitely does. They're playing from behind here massively. So that's one pick. Make that two! The coordination from Team Liquid is rough there, so Camo is able to do everything. Blast back out, showstopper in, Camo! All is needed is this man! Camo does it all by himself, no matter how many players, looking for the ace. Yampy stops it from happening. Well, with 20 seconds and 2 players to deal with, it's not all over, not quite yet. He's put Team Liquid to bed, to quiet. And Yampy with 18 points of health has to read where both of these players are, and there's one circulating right around him. It's Shadow. That Yampy's able to read 8 seconds. This is doable. Both Viper players are low. This might be a topsy-turvy on top of another one. And with the spike planted, Yampy can just back off.
He doesn't know. He's not 100% certain on Shados' positioning right now.
Yampy's breathing fresh air right now, taking a breath. Shados has to aggress forward, and Yampy gets the timing! A quadra kill on top of Camo's quadra! That keeps Team Liquid in play!
A Red Bull clutch here for the side of Team Liquid. One-man armies on both sides trying to save the round for their team. But what a way to do it. Yampy, the player you want in that situation.
I can't believe that Camo was allowed to do that to begin with, right? But Yampy turning it all around himself. A lot of mistakes to draw out. You can definitely tell there's a lot of pressure around. And that is a contrast of emotion. Celebrating a tad too early there. Team Liquid timeout, calm this all down. It's all getting a little bit too hairy.
Quite the juxtaposition in between those coach cams. You can see the difference between when Barbar and Co were watching Camo get that 4K, and then it's like, oh man, guys.
Oh, damn it.
Come on.
Whoops. Yeah.
How?
Can't let that happen. You can't not let that happen. And the thing is, they thought they had a good flank. They thought Shadow was able to pick it out, but Nats' intuition is out of this world. Absolutely incredible. So everybody in their thinking chambers.
Okay, equalize, 5-5. What do you do on the side of Koi? It's an eco round coming in for them. Got maybe a hero rifle to play with because Camo, it did manage to scoop up those extra credits with the 4K that we saw into the last round despite the loss. But otherwise, you're not working with much, so all eyes have to be on the duel list for Koi. Again, it's only 2 rounds here until we swap sides.
Team Liquid. They cannot afford to lose this round. I mean, come on. They've had a couple of seconds to reset from the previous one, because let's be honest, that was chaotic. And in these chaotic moments, it's anyone's game.
Screen down.
So calculated play required for Team Liquid to close this out their way. 2 players stacked up on 2 different locations in mid for Koi, so it's 4 in total, while 1 left to defend this ace site. There's not many weapons available for them. Camo's the only one who really could do a lot of damage, theoretically, with a Vandal. So Starkso here, with just a mere pistol, is only playing the delay game, and he's trapped in place. But look at Shadow, he's nearby, and he's got his stinger. Knowing that Mystic is nearby himself could do a lot. Shorty in his face, but Camo trades it back out, gets a second himself, and Koi is in play right now. Viper spit towards screens, denying Shados to move in that direction, so Team Liquid could funnel themselves into that position.
I mean, they only have 2 avenues now. It's going to be towards main, taking that ramps, and then heaven itself. Boombot is still available to try and clear out into that Viper's pit.
It's so tempting to start just raining bullets into this Viper's pit, but at the same time it reveals your position. You don't know where everybody is. Boombot available to them. One spotted, spray down in their direction. It's Nats not able to get the pick. Grabinho is instead the one to come out on top. Yampy not missing. It's Kiko all to himself. 30 points of health. It's so difficult. One gets to the spike, but they both have to go for the chase. But because it's a 2 versus 1, the numbers will have it. It's Koi to be the first on 6. The first to at least guarantee a draw at halftime. But I'm damn sure they'll want way more than that.
off the back of a Thrifty too. You saw the frustration after they lost that last round when they had the numbers advantage off of Yampy. This is what you want to see to bring the momentum back.
Cameron was like, guys, I got a 4K the previous round. Do I really need to carry every single round here?
14-9 there for the Duelist. Now awkward bye here for Team Liquid. You can see the celebration for Koi. They know that Team Liquid have this last round on the back foot. And for TL, again, going in, even if they end this half 6-6, they needed that advantage because they struggle on defense.
They do indeed. Team Liquid, unless they've been able to fix all of their mistakes, I'm sure for them to float split, there must be good reason for it. Maybe they didn't think they'd be in this situation. Maybe they thought it would be a 2-0 already. McCoy have definitely not made it easy for them. Oh, it's been hell. Mid presence from Team Liquid, not quite aggressing that far. It's garage control that they're looking to exert power on so far, and it's a showstopper straight out of the bat for Kiko to gain space for his team. He's only got a stinger if the showstopper journey doesn't work out, but Shadow is making sure that his teammate misses him. Camo on the other end. Blast pack to the side, but it's Koi that wins every single one of these fights, apart from Camo's demise.
Okay, recovered at the very least with the From the Shadows, but that leaves Mystic in a 1v4. Events control, but he is surrounded. Like about a mid.
Look, Mystic, this has been the best series we've seen from him so far. But this is not the map we'll see him pop off, at least for now. And back to a point where these teams need to put their heads together, think about what the approach is. The switch of half is about to come through. The switch of sides, that is.
Okay. Pistol rounds. This is a must-need here for Team Liquid. They have to find success on the pistol. Try and equalize early on in their matchup against Na'Vi. They ended the half 7-5 for themselves. Didn't see a single one on defense go their way. And Koi, this is a team that also strives on the attack too.
Yeah, they've been best at the attack, right? So pair that up with Team Liquid's weakness on defense, and not split at least. Let's see if it's able to go full throttle for Koi. I'm sure they'll like that. They have the advantage, at least in rounds here. Team Liquid take full pressure over mid. No one is there, so Koi take full site control without any trouble.
Okay, the push down towards mid. 4 people walking down towards sewers. But that also gets tricky with Yampy being the only one to retake here into heaven and pinched in a crossfire at that.
Oh, dirty shot by Grubinho, and that's first blood for Koi. Numbers advantage, and having this heaven control is exactly what they want. The spike is planted for it. So all they have to do is play the trading game. All they have to do is wait it all out. Yes, you'll flash it. Yes, you'll delay it. But Team Liquid need a pick, and they need it quick. Shadow up against it. He knows Kiko would push right past it, but it's Shadows with a pick eventually. It's Starkso that aggresses right after them, and it's Enzo all to himself. His teammates' bodies all before him. He has to trample over them. As Koi secure this round, find some damage, do what you can, but it's all over in this one. Koi increase their lead with this pistol win. It's 8-5 for Koi.
Oh my God, clinical post plant coming out from Koi after that round. Team Liquid, you saw the idea that they had there. They wanted to try and mow down on that flank that was coming through, and you had so much stall. Shadow buying so much time from ramps, and just even seeing this into the replay as well, the fact that Koi are not afraid to push forward. Early celebrations from Barbar, of course. The excitement, I feel like it's a roller coaster in that coach room at all times.
It really is, but I think for the first time in this map, Koi actually feel that they've got a genuine advantage in closing out this map as a whole, this series perhaps. I think Icebox was a bit of a different affair, a bit too topsy-turvy, a bit back and forth, but this is the real streak of rounds that Koi's creating.
You also can't get too overconfident though, just based off the stats that you're seeing. Because changes can be made, adaptations are possible.
If you give Team Liquid anything, they can make something out of it. Grubinho close to this trip, to the cage, rather. And he's got teammates as well. But Team Liquid, rotating all the way around, they've only got pistols. And again, want to deny the orbs. Koi look to secure this here. There's no way the Team Liquid are going to go for the bounce on the fight. There's not much time remaining on it. They'll try maybe to deny any weapon, any rotation of it. But at least they'll secure them. There's no gun, well, there's no orbs going their way. A dink, perhaps, and then perhaps a collapse
the blender?
to find some rifles. And they've been able to do it. Camo not leaving anybody alive, but at the same time, Yampi dying to the spike leaves no survivors.
Incredible blender, though, into CT spawn, going for those exit frags there on the side of Team Liquid, making a very, very weak bonus on the side of Koi. Half shields and stingers to come through to try and contest these rifles. To be fair, it is split. You have the opportunity to try and close those gaps, and we've seen what you can do, especially with playing the numbers game with these SMGs. But a great play to come in. That also, though, left Starkso just one away from the Nightfall.
I have a feeling Koi are cooking something up here onto this B site. They're looking to go in aggressively, but Mystic Smoke does show that he's aggressed even further, and that's a free rifle for this Koi side. Oh dear, and it's in the wrong hands, isn't it? You don't want Camo if you're Team Liquid to holding that big gun.
Starkso gets the Nightfall off the back of this plant.
And with that, they might be able to hold off the post-plant. This is a real situation that Team Liquid need to be handling. And off of the back of the Nightfall, Paranoia thrown in, so no aggression is fought after. It's just a matter of buying time at this point. Team Liquid, they've got two positions they are working off of. They've got Heaven and they've got CT. And they're thinking of it, but it looks like they're backing away. No way they give it up so easily. They say it's a 4 versus 5 and just say, no, we're giving it to Koi. This allows Koi to have double the amount of rounds that Team Liquid have, and it's danger bells in everyone's head right now if you're Team Liquid and a fan of this team.
This is a terrifying prospect. I understand the decision-making at the same time, though, for that call to come out from Enzo, because they don't know what kind of crossfires are waiting for them on the other side, playing those close quarters, and they would rather take all of these weapons back into the next round, force Koi to stay on these stingers going into the next, instead of being able to collect more value.
All players now in a state in which they can't get too excited, too overwhelmed with emotion. If Team Liquid get knocked off in kickoff from groups, from Koi, what a world would this be? It's 10-5, can't get ahead of ourselves. Still superior weaponry for the Team Liquid side on this defense. But Koi have got themselves some extra upgrades, and they're heading directly to this B site without thinking about it for a second.
I mean, full sight for the taking here for Koi. Team Liquid more than happy to play that retake. Try and deny this plan. Does do quite a bit of damage over towards Starkso for it.
Camo's find himself a corner he can work with. He's actually looking to aggress, but the Trailblazer is going to be an issue. Dark Cover thrown out after him, and a Prowler as well to assist in the Amata. The Paranoia is going to make it too difficult for Camo to re-aggressor. He's going to have to hold it out in the end. Team Liquid looking to move in. They know where Camo is, so it's the first isolated kill to go their way. Sprays in the smokes. Team Liquid can't go back in this one. They need to go for the fight. Starkso looking to find damage for Koi, but nothing is being collected from this attacking side. Grabinho smashed upon, and Team Liquid succeed with a flawless retake.
In situations like these, it feels like Mystic is constantly that saving grace for the team. Just flying in with that judge to find 3 and then pick up a Phantom of his own. And Andalucia flawless coming out here from Team Liquid might be just the momentum gain that they need. And it was a great call to save these rifles into this round as well. It made all the difference here for Team Liquid.
100%. It felt like those Stingers didn't have it in them, but at the same time, you know, you can look on the other side and Koi are thinking, okay, it's okay to lose this round. We got rid of the Stingers. We want to get rid of them anyway. So back onto the rifles on both sides. Team Liquid giving themselves a little bit more hope here.
Okay, now Team Liquid, what have you got in you? You gotta start chaining these rounds together on the defense. Aggressive look for information towards A. 3 players walked all the way up. Shadow's just around the other corner.
Oh dear me, I don't think Shadow's knows there's so many people here. Go for the push, and he gets caught off guard. Team Liquid get themselves a first pick, the advantage, they drop back.
Look how deep of a trip Nats gets off of that as well. It is such an early signal of Koi rotate back towards A.
Neural theft as well gives them a clear picture of what this attack is looking like right now. Paranoia sent right in their direction. Kiko's Penchels are looking to do a world of it into Bingo! Paranoia TP into your opponent's face, and that's one way to put Koi right back into the fight, but Team Liquid are having none of it. Everyone looking to defend this B site with their lives, and 4 players survive as they look to close this gap even further.
Starting to link these rounds together here on the side of Team Liquid. 1 away from that showstopper in the hands of Kiko as well. The operator to come out here on the defense, but this replay, again, I think that is something that we do have to point out. The difference in these compositions, you don't have a proper flank watch in that utility coming out from Koi. So even though Shados is playing so deep towards A main, he doesn't have a signal for anyone walking up towards him.
Epiretta coming out from Kiko, and I can't wait to see what he's got to do with that. Oh my god, the timing. Swings out, gets the kill nevertheless. But he has to drop back and respect it. Camo might be in trouble. 10 points of help, but aggressors. Yuppie's quick enough to the trigger. Team Liquid, I think they put Koi in a really rough spot here. They've made them shake a few times, and it's being punished.
It's the adaptation. And looking for some information, but Starkzo's alone with the spike right now.
Yeah, he's on an island somewhere, and if he drops, that's the round for sure.
Just live. He can hear Yampy. Oh, big pick coming out from Starkzo. Now backing off to
Right
regroup
there.
with the team, but they're going into the traps of Nats.
Just checking out if garage is clear. Gives the all clear.
I mean, gives a lot of information there
Yeah.
too. Koi walked up towards A, but again, Starkzo leaning towards that B site, and there's 2 players waiting.
To be fair, Koi, 1 pick, and they've disbalanced this round completely. Especially if Starkzo's got this all covered. He's figured out 2 players are right after him. So what is the plan really here? Kiko on the back line, ready as ever. Starkzo needs a pick. 20 seconds though. He doesn't have much time, and Shados is finding himself another angle. Enzo looking to hide, looking to run. Can't readjust in time, and we're back to square footing for both sides. 2 versus 2, and it's anyone's round for the taking. Kiko, though, throws down a showstopper. Will he be able to get a pick here, or is he going to wait for his team? I think he just stopped himself from getting overzealous here. And it's for good reason. Now grouped up with Nats, though. These are the 2 players from Team Liquid you want on the clutch. But it's also the 2 world champions on the other side. Oh, goodness me, this is pressuring. Nats predicts Shados' position. And it's all down to Starkzo. Do you expect him as well to be behind the box? Does Nats go for another pre-fire? A spray? Starkzo all the way around 8 bullets. That's 2 bullets expended and a kill collected. Knowing where one is, but runs out of bullets. Nats put a bullet between the eyes of Starkzo, and Team Liquid keep closing up that gap.
What a clutch to come out there from Nats. The operator brought back into the hands of Team Liquid as well. Now only 2 rounds dividing these 2 teams. Koi started off hot with 3 rounds in a row here on the attacking side, chaining 5 in total from the previous half as well. But Team Liquid now looking to bite back. A timeout now to be called from Koi. They've got to go back to the drawing board.
I mean, even though we're seeing heroics, the performance can't be. The players can't be all too comfortable with it. You can see frustration kicking in. You can't let it get to you. And the mistakes on both sides, don't get me wrong. Both of these teams have got things to look back on. But it's so stressful. And in these final moments of a series, you've got to be the team that stays on top of your emotions.
Yeah, Starkzo put everything into that round as well. But we have seen him. He has been one of the players to get very visibly frustrated there on stage. I know a bit frustrated with himself, like thinking that he had that round in the bag,
yeah.
and he nearly did. Heroics to come out from the player.
Yeah, I think there's just been too many of these rounds, too many of these back and forths. Now, credit to the players that can bring out miracle moments and make it micro plays that gets a team ahead of another. But it looks like spirits are high. It's anyone's game, and Koi need to remind themselves that they're still in the lead, still capable of a lot. But looking at the setup with weapons, Kiko on the operator, you've got to be scared of that.
Nightfall is available here. Starkzo able to cycle that up with all the picks that he found last round. Op, though, will be on the other side. No one on Koi to walk over towards it again. It will be Nat set up here towards A.
Is Koi going to go for a fast crash here? It looks like that's the case. Avoiding the tripwire, but it's Enzo with a pick. That's exactly what they need. Have a minute. They look to aggress towards heaven, but that's not the case at all. They push into this A site and just get traded out. Team Liquid are comfortable on this defense, and Koi are going in for round 2.
I mean, Nats Trips did so much work there. Nats himself, and now Enzo to clean things up. A 3K coming out from Team Liquid. A mad swing to come out from the squad. Now 1 round to divide these teams.
Yeah, the timing on that swing was perfect.
Okay. This is the replay coming in, man. The fact that Nats just sticks around holding that elbow angle,
Yep.
despite all of the utility that was used in an attempt to break out towards site. And another time out to be called here on the side of Koi.
4 rounds in a row here for Team Liquid, and Barber has had enough. It doesn't look like it's a timeout. It must be a bit of a glitch on the graphical interface. But for now, Koi themselves look to go for another fight onto this A site. It's looking very familiar to the previous one, but this time no one is caught off by a trip or a cam either. Yampi tried to aggress off of it. Nat's going in for more. Paranoia is insane by Grabinho. He's able to follow it up with a kill as well. It's a 3 versus 3. And honestly, Nats needs to do it from this backside. Mystic closing in on them. They collapse on Koi. They dismantle Koi, and they level the playing field. 10-10. The comeback has been made by Liquid.
But Liquid still not getting overconfident. You see those player cans so serious here on stage. I cannot believe how tight that is. I like that Koi opted to take that higher octane play over towards A. They hadn't really full visited A before the last few rounds, only now understanding the way Nats was setting up, and now Nats switches that up a little bit. Again, doesn't really expect Koi to press the issue back towards that A site once again. So they'll actually end up throwing the same trips as before. Keeping that camera in pocket though. And so does have the Seekers available here as well. And back to a default stance here for Koi.
It's a bit of a crazy one. 5 rounds in a row here for Team Liquid. This momentum, so scary for Koi. Dealing with this is the ultimate priority. Winning a round, breaking that tempo. Team Liquid are on a roll.
But I mean, the way that Team Liquid just, they initially had the standard trips coming out from Nats on that A site, then they use Enzo's utility, that Trailblazer, to push past, put a deeper trip, that safety to now stack towards B and mid.
Seekers from that A site. It'll take a while until they find anyone. It's going to be towards mid, giving a clear illustration of the placement of all these players. All broken.
Dropping spike.
And pivot towards that right-hand side. They don't have much time. Koi might be having time trouble yet again. They can't let it happen, and there's 2 defenders, Enzo and Nat, hiding out. 20 seconds, and they haven't even aggressed forwards. How are they going to deal with this? The tripwire hasn't even been broken yet, and we're at 15 seconds, and Koi haven't found themselves on site. Enzo's there to interrupt them. All he has to do is kill the planter. Onto the side they go. Camo on the case to try and plant it. 7 seconds. Starkso, back end, granted. Mystic into his face, but the spike has gone down into the ground. Enzo comfortable to hold it. Shados putting his team back on top. Koi somehow have got the numbers. And we're looking at a 2 versus 3 with the captain of Team Liquid looking to close up the ground. Shadow up close and personal. Make sure that Enzo is no more. And Kiko, I'm afraid, might not be able to keep the streak going for Team Liquid. He's only got an operator. 3 players, different angles, definitely not the weapon for it.
The thing is, Koi's bank is running low. He's trying to find at least another pick.
Will he be able to find it, Koi? Superb take. They needed this. They needed to interrupt this streak for a long time now. And one thing they don't allow Team Liquid to do is take the lead themselves.
Stop the bleeding, going back to what works for Koi. They really do. Again, high risk, high reward, but they do thrive in those last minute plant situations, those last minute late executions for the side of Koi. Now, you've got Rolling Thunder here for the side of Shadow, heading into the next round. but they've got to keep the momentum going. It's been on the side of Team Liquid for so long at this point. Also got a Viper's Pit to work here for Yampy.
Catch them. No charges.
Viper Spit straight out of the bat, used in mid. Team Liquid. Is Team Liquid going to be able to close this out themselves? Or is Koi going to take charge?
Cage triggered. My camera
So
is
far,
destroyed.
Koi grouping up to this left-hand side. They've left Shados here for the lurk, and given that there's a Viper's Pit there, it'll be hard to take charge of it. But the tripwire broken. And Koi proceed with the push, but there's a lot of defenders here for Team Liquid. There is an Omen, there's a Cypher, but the Rolling Thunder will try and take care of him. Kama gets caught on it. That's not what he needed. He needed to aggress off the back of it, so it allows Team Liquid to rotate. It buys so much time. Look at Team Liquid. They're not going to let them plant. They're not going to let them gain side control, but Koi don't care. They want to take it themselves no matter what. No one can tell them what to do. Mystic in the smoke has to do it all by himself. Really? By the time for Kiko. Moving in himself, Shorty in hand. Both of them find Shorty kills, but Kiko find himself the Phantom to turn it all around. Grubinho versus Kiko. It's a 1v1 play, but the From the Shadows takes him to this A site.
An open plant opportunity to reposition with the Shrouded Step, a smoke in hand too. He stays on site, still a Boombot to work with here alongside the nade. Sending it over towards elbow, Grubinho has to tuck.
It's definitely going to figure out where Grubinho is. No, it broke in time. So Kiko has no clue. He could be back of sight, he could be elbow, he could be main.
I love this reposition, planted wide open here. Grubinho.
He doesn't have to peek this. But he will peek it, and he will get the kill instead! Koi, 12-10, 1 round away from continuing their dreams here in VCT EMEA kickoff.
Match point here, series point on the side of Koi, but only 2 rounds necessary for Team Liquid to tie things back up, take it over to that OT. Now, things are getting really, really tense here. Pavlos,
Oh man, over the moon.
I mean, stunningly excited, of course, but a timeout to be called here by Team Liquid as well. Trying, again, it's your last chance to try and shift the approach towards this defensive side.
It's definitely a hard one here, 12-10. Koi, the coaches as well, you could see it in the cams earlier on, they were like, compose yourself, this is not the end, this is not just where this closes out. We need one more round, they say. And Team Liquid trailing behind. Yes, they've gotten 5 rounds in a row, but can they get themselves back in those streaking ways? 2 rounds away, arm's distance, not too far at all. But given that Koi is basically giving him a dilemma here. Make a mistake and you're dead. You're done and out of kickoff.
Out for a couple months. Just the fact that we won't see one of these teams in again until after Masters. Where did they post up Kiko on this operator over towards mid to hold the long angle?
Well, the flash is definitely going to deny Mystic's positioning into Garage. Kiko spotted, but he's able to back out.
It's your position. He's spending everything here. Operator revealed as well towards mid. Now timing good here for Koi to push in.
You can tell there's a lot of pressure on this.
They're trying to be as methodical as possible. Looking to regroup here, Team Liquid. With the reposition of Kiko over towards A, they feel comfortable. Again, moving over towards B.
Slowly moving in, but Team Liquid's got a replacement here. They've got 3 defenders, and Yampy notifies the rest to take notice of this heaven push. Camo, very close to the fight. Mystic, not able to read it in time. Yampy trying to transfer his spray, but it's only good for 1 as he backs off. Is it good enough, that one-on-one? Enzo, make sure he flashes his opponents. That spike down, so much information, the rotations are coming through, but Starkso gets another pick. Is this B site where Koi can end it? They've got the numbers, but all they have to do is cross that finish line.
Down to a 2v3. Kiko's still stuck on this operator.
Starkso's got a very sneaky angle off of heaven here. Kiko with the operator will never be able to spot him. Cam stopped. broken. Switching to a rifle. Better for the situation. Two out into the open, and Koi take the numbers advantage. It's Nats, 1 versus 3. All 3 swing simultaneously. Victory is sweet, but revenge is sweeter. And Koi keep their ambitions alive in kickoff in VCT EMEA.
What a way to find revenge here for Movistar Koi. The fact that last time these two teams went head to head, it was earlier this week, that 2-0 for Team Liquid, and Koi bring it right back towards them. Smiles, excitement, the whole squad celebrating there down into the coach room too.
Yeah, Koi couldn't be happier, whether it's the players, whether it's the coach, whether it's the fans at home. This is an incredible moment for them, taking down Team Liquid, previously VCT EMEA champions. There was high expectations for